It's very hard to win, and that was a gritty four-quarter team win that, there's about 4 or 5 plays there that if we don't make one of them, we don't win the game. The play Ja'Cory Johns made on the reverse, the catch key Sean made on the second and 18 down the middle, the touchdown pass to Jamal twice on third down. Our guys played hard. I would really give Liberty a lot of credit. I think in some ways in a lot of ways they outplayed us. They moved the ball. They had a great plan of taking clock off and shortening the game. And they really designed some good things. And I thought they did a great job on defense. They really did. They blitzed us and got after us and did a nice job covering us. And, we just made so many mistakes. The block punt, we missed a lot of tackles. We just had, the false starts and the holds and just too many penalties. But, it always comes down to if you can win turnover margin by 3 or 4. And I think we won the turnover margin by what? By 3? Yep. And Ryan Smenda's play to get the thing down there, but we found a way. And I think one of the signs of a good team is when you don't have your fastball and you still can figure out a way to win. So we figured out a way to win, barely, but we'll take it. And it was great to have a great homecoming crowd. It was our first sellout since 2006 in September. Certainly congratulations to Sam, being Wake Forest all-time leading passer. And I thought our defensive effort was really good. We just couldn't get them off the field on fourth down, and that's why it became a game. So, again, a lot of credit to Liberty and Coach Freeze. Those guys, I thought, coached and played their butts off. And like I said, in a lot of ways they outplayed us. But all those turnovers, I think, proved to be the difference in the game. But clearly we have a lot to work on before next Saturday.
What disappointed you most about the way the offense stagnated in the second half of it?
We were off. Sam was not on. He missed throws he can usually make in his sleep. Some of those quick outs and quick hitches to the boundary, they were open and we overthrew them. And then on third down, we threw a few in the dirt. And then give them credit. It's not like guys were wide open, and they did a great job of what I call adding, that when the back stayed in, they immediately brought in extra blitzer. And so a lot of the double moves and a lot of the throws that we were trying to get downfield, the pocket was tight and condensed. And they did a great job of batting balls as well. I think they batted 3 or 4 balls, and that resulted in the 1 pick. They had a great plan. They really did. The coaches at Liberty did a outstanding job getting ready for this game. And again, just credit to our guys. We made enough plays at the end, but that came down to 1 play. Now, again, if they make it, do I think we can get a 2-minute drive and maybe kick a field goal? I'm glad it didn't come down to that. No. I said the whole time, if they score, they're going for 2. There's no way. You're on the road, it's road dog, right? You go for 2. So.
Last week you guys cleaned up the penalties quite a bit. Again, tonight, some lack of discipline. You had 3 penalties on the first drive.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. The amount of holds we have that we can't get out. Sometimes we can't get out of our own way. And obviously that's on me. We did it 1 week, we cleaned it up a little bit, and it shows back up. And again, the holds on the perimeter. We had, we trying to go win the drive, and we get a nice outside run, and we grab and hold a guy, and we're 2nd and 18, and Sam Nikishon bailed us out of that. But yeah, it's again, it is really, really hard to win. And my first year as a head coach, we were 0-11. So I've learned when you win, you enjoy it, and we'll have time to fix the problems tomorrow. I'm not going to not enjoy this, but clearly we did not play well.
Dave, what do you think the
I mean, they were bringing edge pressure and twisting, and they were just, they weren't going to let us run the ball. And when teams do that, there's a play that we have to run that we did not execute well, and we didn't throw it. We weren't as accurate as we normally are, and we didn't make as many explosive plays as we normally make. We didn't execute very well.
Along those lines, you mentioned didn't make the throws. Is there any material reason you can kind of point to for maybe Sam being off a little and the underthrows, specifically on a couple of those?
No, I mean, we've seen that in his career before, right? That he gets a little shaky and then he usually recovers, and I'd certainly say he recovered, right? Because that throw with the key and the touchdown to Jamal were absolute darts. So, I mean, I think his freshman year when those things happened, it'd spin out of control and a little less than 20, and he kind of collects himself and does a great job of getting back into the moment, and he doesn't get frustrated. I mean, he's really very stable, determined. Like, you don't worry about him going back out there that he's not going to be fine.
On the flip side, did Malik Mustafa show you exactly what he's made of tonight?
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah, I mean, he's fast, he's explosive, he's a good tackler. He's a really good football player. I'm sure he's upset about that last touchdown. We thought we had a pick, and the guy just took it from him. That was a really strong play by their receiver. Again, I give those guys, I give Liberty a lot of credit. They played really, really hard and well, and like I said, I think had a great plan on both sides of the ball.
Jamal Banks had a couple big touchdown grabs today. What can you say about him stepping into an expanded role?
I've said from the beginning of the year that we have equal confidence in Donovan, Atorian, and Jamal. And that first touchdown, I mean, that play was called for Jamal. That ball's going there, and he made a great catch, and then he made the last touchdown as well, right? Was that him, Jamal? Or no, on the last touchdown pass. We had Justice had the run. So he's a really good player.
How much can a game like this help you guys, being pushed the way you were, winning this type of way, going into what
Again, I'm glad we won. I think we get a lot more from this than if we won 47 to 20. Like, you have to have games like this to develop as a team. The last two games were over pretty much by the time we got to the fourth quarter. And so teams have to be pushed, and you have to play 4 quarters, and we'll be a better team because of this game, but you don't necessarily enjoy it when you're living through it.
Do you feel like even though you gave up 36 points, the defense kind of bailed you out for big plays?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just the turnovers were the difference in the game. So we don't get 4 turnovers. We won, we don't get those 4 turnovers, and those, I think 2 of them led to scores. So.
Coach, just with being on the back foot a little bit in the second half, the unanswered points, what changed in the game? Like, how did you find a way to win?
I think we just kind of said it's a throw game. Let's, to hell with the balance. Let's, I mean, it's, other than the short yardage goal line stuff of trying to stick it in there, I mean, it got to the point that it was impossible to run the ball. And so we just kind of got into a throw mode and almost a little bit of a 2-minute mode because of the way they were defending us. And you just had to hope we could make enough plays in the throw game.
And I know you said that Sam, was calm and collected throughout, but was there a worry at all that, the offense was starting to spiral at the point?
I mean, we weren't playing well. And, you just got to go out there and play the next play, right? There's no magic play or magic wand or, you just got to keep playing. That, we have an experienced group. If we had a bunch of young guys out there, I would worry about it spiraling and not being able to recover. But, I mean, our guys weren't happy. They knew they weren't playing well. They knew, how many balls did we drop? I mean, they know it. And, again, we got to get things cleaned up. So, it's a good win. Liberty's a good football team. They've won a lot of games. They've certainly beaten their share of ACC games. If you look at their last 5 ACC games, they got 2 wins, a 3-point loss, and 2 1-point losses. So nobody in our league is blowing those guys out.
Going back to the defense, you said going into the year that one of the keys for you guys is to show improvement on the defensive side. Now that you have some sample 3 games, have you seen that improvement?
Let me finish this question first, and I'll get right to you. Okay? I appreciate your enthusiasm. We're better on defense, but they outcompeted us for some balls on the perimeter today, and we had some pass interference, and we fell down on the one touchdown, and we didn't have a good night on the perimeter. But I thought our defensive line got pressure the whole night. I thought Rondell Bothroyd rushed the passer really well. I thought we were disruptive. I don't know how many TFLs we had. We got them behind the chains a fair amount of time. So we did a lot of good things. Like I said, it's never all good, never all bad. But again, I don't feel like we played well. But it's really not. There's a lot of games that we didn't play well that I was up here explaining why we lost. So I don't mind this as much. From Cyberland.
Yes, Coach Clawson. Real quick, part of your game planning was knowing you were having to defend against a mobile quarterback, an explosive running back averaging 6 yards a carry, and explosive wideout. What would you say were things that you felt were effective, but then what are things you see that you have to make adjustments for next time?
I mean, those guys are really – their skill could play anywhere in the ACC. That quarterback was offered by 16 Power 5 schools and could have went anywhere in the country he wanted. The tailback 0 is a dude. I mean, he didn't play before this year, but if you watch him last year, he's a stud. And that guy number 3, DeMario, oh my goodness. That guy would play anywhere in the ACC. Those guys are really talented on the perimeter. And their outside guys are big and they can go get jump balls. So, I mean, we knew going into this game, we felt this was by far the best skill we've seen this year. Not even close. And, we told our players, 0, 3, 1, those guys could play anywhere in this conference. If those guys were at Wake Forest, they'd be playing. So that what they did isn't a fluke. That number 3, I mean, he is the closest thing to Greg Dortch that I've seen. And, man, we didn't even want to kick to him. We started skying kicks. He is dangerous. I mean, we had contained set, and he still outran it. So, good players make plays, and they have good players.
Everybody good?
Just
Last one.
during the week, Hugh Freeze said watching the game film with Salter last week made him sick to his stomach because the kid ran too much. Do you think Hugh Freeze was just playing coy? What would you tell Hugh Freeze now about his quarterback after what you saw?
Well, I think their quarterback, I think what Hugh would say is he kind of bailed on the pass game and he hung in the pocket more. But that kid is a great athlete, and he made a lot of plays with his feet and made people miss. Now, I'm sure he'd tell you he doesn't like the turnovers. And that's part of being a young quarterback. When you first start playing, you turn it over. I'm sure there's a lot of things on film I'm sure he won't like, but that kid can make plays.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.